All right, Jackie's interviews and podcast. I'm here with Johnnie Austin,
How y'all doing?
and he was involved in a situation that happened last year.
Yeah, last year.
Last year around this time, held at gunpoint, and what I wanted to ask you, that was a real dire situation, and anything could have happened. Your life could have been taken away, and what I wanted to know is, how did you feel at that point in time? That very point in time, what was actually going through your mind when that happened?
Straight anger, man. Anger.
The safety of Kansas City in general. I mean, this happened when you were walking out a gas station. And my thing is, what can be done to stop the violence in the community right now? What can actually be done about this?
Actually, we have to stop excusing behaviors of people just because we like them. This right or wrong thing, right or wrong, is wrong. It's not enough consequences behind little small actions like this. It became cool, to rob your own neighbors and to go to school and get your education. It's cool now. It's cool to be ignorant. Seriously, really. In a way, I'm not gonna call it what I want to call it. But when did it come cool to victimize your own neighborhood? I mean, right around the corner from your own house. I don't get it. And what really gets me is, I've never been convicted of a violent crime. I'm a convicted felon. But I've never done anything against a person or anything with violence. And say if I went to prison for child support or something real minor, trespassing or anything, what does that have to do with my Second Amendment right? You see, because I did time in prison, now I'm not allowed to protect myself. But immature people with ill intentions are allowed to buy guns with no minimum mandatory sentences. And I really don't get it. The city can do its part in this gun violence thing, because although it is up to the state to send someone to prison, there could be a city ordinance regardless of state and federal law. Now, don't get it wrong. I do not deny anybody's right to have a firearm. That is your constitutional right. That is the Second Amendment right to the United States Constitution. I have no problem with anyone having a firearm. However, what I do have a problem with is you misusing that firearm and not being responsible with the firearm. The law should be in Kansas City municipality, excuse my French, if you act with reckless disregard with a firearm, there should be a minimum mandatory sentence of municipal law, which is the fullest extent of fines and the fullest extent of jail time, regardless of your lawyer, regardless of who you're akin to, regardless. We have a murder rate of 150 homicides here in Kansas City in 1 year. That's an epidemic. That could be considered epidemic. Yet, I hear no legislators wanting to stiffen municipal penalties for any illicit or reckless act with a firearm. During the 80s, they said that crack cocaine was an epidemic, right? So, state, local, and federal governments made minimum mandatory sentencing for anyone with particularly crack cocaine. I know guys that had 20-year sentences for 2 grams of crack cocaine under minimum mandatory sentences. So you people in where City Hall, Jeff City, Washington, mean to tell me you don't want to have minimum mandatory sentencing when anyone acts with reckless disregard with a firearm, when the national homicide rate is an epidemic level? No, someone has to be an advocate for that. And I will advocate for more penalties, not the right to have a firearm, or not the regulation of firearms. That is of no matter to me. But when you act with reckless disregard with a firearm, whether you hurt someone at that time or not, you don't know where that bullet went. You should be prosecuted to the full extent of the municipal law. That's just how I feel.